Hi friends, my name is Nandita. I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Good morning dear students. Today we are going to discuss about coal and petroleum from Chapter 3, Class 8 CBSE syllabus. Children, we use various materials for our basic needs. Some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. Does this list include air, water, soil and minerals? Yes, since all these are obtained by nature and they are called natural resources. Children, let us discuss about resource. A resource is anything that has value and can be used to meet a need. Resources can be natural, man-made or human. Example, coal, petrol, water, air, soil, wood, school, railway station, etc. Types of resource. There are two types of resource. One is natural resource, second one is man-made resource. Children, let us discuss about what are natural resources. These can be renewable or non-renewable. Renewable resources that can be replenished as quickly as they are used and then can be used for millions of years. Examples including sunlight and wind. Non-renewable resources have a limit supply. Examples wood, coal, petroleum, etc. Children, let us discuss about types of natural resources. Inexhaustible natural resource. These resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activities. Examples are sunlight, air, soil, etc. Exhaustible natural resource. The amount of this resource in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. Examples of this resource are forest, wildlife, minerals, coal, petroleum, natural gas, etc. Children, let us discuss about fuels. Fuel substance that burn in air to give heat energy is called fuels. Meaning of fuel is the substance that is burned to provide nuclear energy, heat or power. Materials like coal, wood, oil or gas can be provide heat when burnt. Methanol, gasoline, diesel, propane, natural gas, hydrogen are the types of fuel. Children, let us discuss about types of fuels. There are three types of fuels. First one is solid fuels. Fuels that exist in solid state at room temperature are called solid fuels. Examples of primary natural fuels are coal, wood, peat, cow dung, cakes, dung, etc. Examples of secondary artificial fuels are coke, charcoal. Some examples of solid fuels. Now let us discuss about liquid fuels. Fuels that exist in liquid state at room temperature are called liquid fuels. Primary natural fuels like petroleum and secondary artificial fuels like diesel, gasoline, kerosene, LPG, coal tar, naphthol, ethanol, kerosene, petrol, diesel and fuel oil are some examples of liquid fuels. Children, now let us discuss about gaseous fuels. Fuels that exist in gaseous state at room temperature are called gaseous fuel. Primary natural fuels are natural gas and secondary artificial fuels are hydrogen, propane, methane, coal gas, water gas, blast furnace gas, coke oven gas, CNG, examples of gaseous fuel. Children, now let us discuss about the characteristics of fuels. The important characteristics of a fuel are as follows. Calorific value. The amount of heat produced by complete burning of per unit mass of a fuel is known as calorific value of that fuel. The higher the calorific value of N fuel, the more heat it produced when burnt. The higher the caloric value of N fuel, the better fuel it is. Efficiency. When a fuel is burned, some of the energy produced is given off as waste heat, which cannot be used for cooking or other purpose. So the efficiency of a fuel is decreased. So lower the losses in waste of heat, higher is the efficiency. The energy of fuels can be converted into usable forms of energy such as heat energy, mechanical energy, etc. This conversion is done by energy conversion devices. Children, now let us discuss the characteristics of an ideal fuel or good fuel. While choosing the most appropriate fuel for our domestic use or for use in industry, we should keep in mind the following characteristics of an ideal fuel or a good fuel. It should be a high caloric value. In other words, an ideal fuel or a good fuel is that which gives us more heat per unit weight. It should burn without giving out any harmful gases. An ideal fuel or a good fuel is that which does not pollute air on burning by giving out poisonous gases. It should have a proper hygienation temperature so that it can be burnt easily. The hygienation temperature of an ideal fuel or a good fuel should be neither too low nor too high, because if the hygienation temperature of the fuel is very low, then the fuel will catch fire too easily and hence it will be very unsafe to use it. On the other hand, if the hygienation temperature is too high, then it will be very difficult to burn the fuel. It should not be more valuable for some other purposes than a fuel. An ideal fuel should not have a more important use than being burned to obtain heat. For example, though coke is a good fuel, but it is more valuable as a reducing agent in the extraction of metals. So coke should not be used as a fuel, it should better be used as a reducing agent in metallurgy. It should be cheap and easily available. An ideal fuel is that which is not expensive and which is available in plenty everywhere. It should be easy to handle, safe to transport and convenient to store. An ideal fuel is that which does not create any safety risk burning handling during its transportation from one place to another place or during its storage. It should not leave much residue behind after burning. An ideal fuel should have low percentage of non-volatile materials which do not burn, so it may burn completely without leaving much ash. It should burn smoothly. An ideal fuel or a good fuel should have a moderate rate of combustion and should burn at a steady rate. In other words, the fuel should not burn either too fast or not too slow. Children, on the basis of their occurrence, natural fuels which are present naturally are known as the following types. First one is biofuels. The fuels obtained from the living matter on the earth are termed as biofuels. Second one is artificial fuels. The fuels which are obtained through different chemical process as termed as artificial fuels. For example, water gas and produced gas are the fuels operated in a laboratory under required conditions. Fossil fuels. Fossil fuel is an energetic term for non-renewable energy resources such as coal, coal products, natural gas, derived gas, crude oil, petroleum products and non-renewable wastes. Dead and decaying plants and animals buried deep under the earth under high pressure and temperature gets converted into extremely high quality fuel termed as fossil fuels. Children, let us discuss how energy is stored in fossil fuels. Energy stored in fossil fuels are derived from decayed animals and plants that have existed for millions of years. Energy utilizing from fossil fuels, 40% of energy is used by the industries, 24% of energy is used by the transportation sector, 6% of energy is used by farms, 30% of energy is used for domestic and other purposes. Children, now let us discuss about coal and petroleum. Coal and petroleum are two important types of fossil fuels. Coal is mainly obtained from dead and decaying plants, whereas petroleum crude oil is obtained from dead and decaying animals, especially aquatic animals. Since fossil fuels are generated from organic matter, they are a rich source of energy but are non-renewable as it takes millions of years for the conversion of organic matter into fossil fuels. Coal and petroleum are the major non-renewable natural resources that were formed millions of years ago from the dead remaining of living species. Coal is a solid fuel that is mainly formed from dead plants matter over millions of years. It is generally used for cooking, producing electricity and fueling different industries. On the other side, petroleum is a bark On the other side, petroleum is a dark oily liquid that has formed from remains of ancient marine organisms on the earth. Today, petroleum is widely used for vehicles to produce heat and electricity. Children, now let us discuss the definition of coal. Coal is a type of fossil fuel that has been used for cooking food, produced steam, to run railway engines, generating the electricity in power plants, and to run different industries. When a coal is produced in industry, we can get some useful products like coke, coal tar, and coal gas. Coal consists the hydrogen, carbon, and oxygen and sulfur in small amount. Children, let us discuss about coal. Black colored coal is a fossil fuel that is mined from the earth and utilized for variety of fuel needs. Coal is a sedimentary rock that is primarily made up of a carbon and it is combustible. Composition coal is a black or brownish black rock that is more than 50% carbon by weight and more than 70% of volume. It also contains hydrogen, sulfur, oxygen, and nitrogen. Children, let us discuss the formation of coal. Coal is formed when the dead plants and matter submerged in swamp environment is subjected to the geological forces of heat and pressure over millions of years. Over a time, the planet matter transforms from moist, low carbon pit to coal and energy and carbon dense black or brownish black sedimentary rock. Plant matters in ancient swamps gained ferns and other plants grew in dense forest. When this plant died, they sank to the bottom of the swamps. Now let us discuss about peat. Peat is a partially decomposed plant material that is used as a black fibrous fuel. It is the initial phase of a coal formation. Now burial. Burial, over a time, layers of dirt and water converted the peat, compacting it under the weight. The heat and the pressure from the weight of the sediment and from the mountain formation transformed the peat into the coal. Children, now let us discuss about the carbonization. The gradual process of coal formation from dead vegetation is known as carbonization. Carbon is the dominant element of coal. Since it is formed from plants, it is also considered as an organic fuel. Children, now let us discuss the types of coal. There are four major types of coal like anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous, and lignite. This classification depends on the types of amounts of carbon present in that coal. The carbon is the major compound that produces the heat when it burns. Children, now let us discuss about anthracite. The highest rank of coal, it is a hard, brittle and black lustrous coal, often referred to as a hard coal, containing a high percentage of fixed carbon and a low percentage of volatile matter. Children, let us discuss the characteristic of anthracite coal. Anthracite coal is also known as hard coal and has highest carbon content and lowest volatile matter, 2.12% of all the coals. It is difficult to ignite and produces brief blue smokeless flame. Formation of this anthracite coal is under intense pressure and temperature of over millions of years through a process called carbonization. Uses of anthracite coal, commercial applications due to its high heat production and non-liquoring properties. Location: anthracite coal is relatively rare. It is found in the Appalachian region, northeastern Pennsylvania, South Africa, Australia, East Ukraine, West Canada, and China. Children, now let us discuss about bituminous coal. Bituminous coal is a type of coal that is the most abundant and second highest quality coal. It is characterized by its high carbon content and ability to produce a large amount of heat when burnt. Here are some properties of bituminous coal. The color of bituminous coal is black or dark brown in color. It often has well-defined bands of bright and dull materials within the seams. Composition: the bituminous coal contains a tar-like substance called bitumen or Asphalt. It has high carbon content, usually between 40 to 80%. It also has a low moisture content, usually lesser than 3%. Bituminous coal is used for electrical power generation in the steel industry and in the production of coke and gas. Formation of bituminous coal from subbituminous coal, that is buried deeply enough to be heated at 85 degrees temperature for higher safety. The extraction of bituminous coal requires high safety procedures because it releases large amount of fire damp and dangerous mixture of gases. Subbituminous coal is black in color and it is mainly dull, and subbituminous coal is a type of a coal that is used for electricity generation and space heating. It is black in color and has a low to moderate heating value. Subbituminous coal is also known as black lignite. Children, now let us discuss the lignite coal. The lignite coal is a type of a coal that is brown in color, soft and has a high moisture content. It is also known as brown coal and it is considered as low grade coal. The lignite is formed when a plant material partially decomposes over millions of years under high pressure and temperature in an airless moisture. Here are some characteristics of lignite coal. Carbon content. The lignite coal contains more than 60% of carbon. Lignite coal has a low heating value and uses of lignite coal is mainly in electricity generation and for domestic uses. Children, let us discuss the uses of coal. Coal has many uses including to produce electricity in thermal power plants. It is used as a fuel for cooking. It is used in the production of cement, carbon fires and farms. Let us discuss the few types of uses from the coal. Electricity generation. Coal is burned in thermal power plants to produce electricity. Steel production. Coal is used to make coal coke, which is then used to smelt iron ore into iron and steel. Cement production. Coal is used in the production of cement. Heating. Coal is used for home and commercial heating also. Transportation fuel. Coal can be used as a transportation for trains and ships. Manufacturing. Coal is used in the preparation of dyes, paints, drugs, explosives and plastics. Silicon metal. Coal is used to make a silicon metal which is used to make lubricants, water repellents, resins, cosmetics, hair shampoos and toothpaste. Carbon fires and farms. Coal is used in the production of carbon fires and farms, and coal is useful for the production of gas. Children, let us discuss the byproducts of coal. When the coal is proposed in the industry, we can get some useful products like coke, coal tar and coal gas as mentioned below. Let us discuss what is coke. The coke is a black colored substance and pure form of carbon used for manufacturing steel and extraction of material. Characteristics of coke is the purest form of carbon, black, porous and tough. It is obtained by burning coal in the absence of air. When coke is burned, it does not produce smoke. The production of coke is purest form of carbon. Already we discussed that, porous and tough. It obtained by burning of coal in the air. Uses of coke. We uses coke as cooking, heating, manufacturing steel, extracting materials, producing electricity and as reducing agent in iron ore or melting. Here are some of more details about coke. Coke is made from low ash, low sulfur, bituminous coal. When we burn coke, produces a little no smoke. Coke was previously used in steam engines for rail transportation. Fuel. Coke is used as a fuel for furnaces, fires and blacksmithing. Reducing agent. Coke is used as a reducing agent in the extraction of materials like zinc and iron. Gas production. Coke is used to produce gases like producer gas and gases. Carbides. Coke is used to produce carbides like aluminum carbide, calcium carbide and silicon carbide. Steel manufacturing. Coke is used in the manufacturing of steel and other materials. Electrodes. Coke is used as in the manufacturing of electrodes. Ink. Coke is used in the manufacturing of ink. Coke is used as a filler of rubber filter also. Children, now let us discuss about coal tar. Coal tar is derived from coal. It is a byproduct of the production of coke, a solid fluid containing mostly a carbon and coal gas. It is a mixture of around 200 substances, mainly aromatic hydrocarbons, and contain benzene, naphthalene, phenols, and aniline. Coal tar is a thick, black, viscous liquid that is a byproduct of process of making coal and coal gas. Formation of coal tar is created when coal is heated to high temperatures in the absence of air, a process called destructive distillation. This process breaks down the coal into various compounds including coal tar, coal gas, and coke. Composition. The coal tar is a complex mixture of organic compounds including aromatic hydrogen carbons, phenols, and heterocyclic compounds. Has many uses including manufacturing. Coal tar is used to make synthetic dyes, drugs, explosives, perfumes, plastic paints, photographic materials, and roofing materials. Coal tar is a byproduct of coke producing that has many uses including skincare. Coal tar is used to treat skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and dandruff. It is also an agent ingredient in medicated shampoos and soap that treat dandruff and kill lice. Paints and dyes. Coal tar is used to make paints, synthetic dyes, and photographic material. Coal tar is used to make explosives and drugs. Perfumes. Coal tar is used to make perfumes. Coal tar is used to make plastics also. Coal tar is used to make roofing materials, naphthalene balls. Even coal tar is used to make naphthalene balls which repels moths and other insects. Coal tar is used to make road surfaces, and it is used to protect and beautify pavements and to make sparkling plot steel coat productions. Coal tar is flammable and it is used for heating graphite industry. In graphite industry, it is used as binders of graphite blocks. Coal tar is a highly viscous liquid which an unpleasant smell. Children, now let us discuss about coal gas. Coal gas is a flammable gas that is a mixture of gases including hydrogen, methane, and carbon monoxide. It is produced by heating coal in the absence of air, a process called destructive distillation. Coal gas is used as a fuel in power plants to generate electricity. Coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in 1810 and in New York around 1820. Nowadays, it is used as source of heat rather than a light. Uses of coal gas including the following. Lighting. Coal gas was used for street lighting and home illuminations until electricity became more widely available. Heating. Coal gas was used for heating homes and industrial process. Cooking. Coal gas was used for cooking. Fuel. Coal gas was used as a fuel for industrial process which as metalworking and glass making. Electricity. Coal gas can be used to produce electricity which can be used in coal mine or fed into a public power grid. Children, now let us discuss about petroleum. Petroleum is a natural resource which from diesel and petrol are obtained. Petrol is used in light automobiles while heavy motor vehicles like trucks, tractors run on diesel. Petroleum was formed from organisms living in the sea. Children, let us discuss the definition of petroleum. Petroleum is a natural fossil fuel that is a complex mixture of hydrocarbon compounds. Petrol and diesel, well known as fossil fuels, those are obtained from a natural resource called petroleum. Petroleum is a dark oil liquid. It has an unpleasant odor. It is a mixture of various constituents such as petroleum gas, petrol, diesel, lubricating oil, paraffin, wax, etc. The process of separating the various constituents of petrol is known as refining. It is carried out in a petroleum refinery. Many useful substances are obtained from petroleum and natural gases. These are termed as petrochemicals. These are used in manufacture of detergents, fibers, polythene and other man-made plastics. Hydrogen gas is obtained from natural gas, is used in the production of fertilizers. Due to its great commercial importance, petroleum is also called black gold. Children, let us discuss the formation of petroleum. Petroleum is a fossil fuel that is created when organic matter decomposes beneath the earth's surface over a millions of years. It is formed from the remains of organisms that is lived in the sea, which were covered by layers of sand and clay and subjected to high pressure and temperature. Children, let us discuss the properties of petroleum. Petroleum is a dark, oily liquid with an unpleasant odor. It is a mixture of hydrocarbon and other substances such as sulfur. Petroleum can vary in color from brownish black to red, pale yellow, or even colorless. It can also vary in viscosity from a tar-like consistency to almost like water. Refining of petroleum. Petroleum is a complex mixture of organic liquids called crude oil and natural gases, which occurs naturally in the ground and was formed millions of years ago. Crude oil varies from oil filled to oil filled in color and composition, from a pale yellow to low viscosity liquid to heavy black truckle consistencies. As a crude oil comes from the well, it contains a mixture of hydrocarbon compounds and relatively small quantities of other materials such as oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur, salt, and water. In the refinery, most of these non-hydrocarbon substances are removed and the oil is broken down into its various components and blended into useful products. Children, now let us discuss the uses of petroleum in transportation. Petroleum is the primary source of energy for transportation, accounting for two-thirds of the world transportation fuel. Some petroleum-based fuels used for transportation include the following. Diesel. Diesel used in heavy vehicles such as trucks and buses. Gasoline. Gasoline, also known as petrol, used in cars, motorcycles, and light trucks. Liquefied petroleum gas (LPG). LPG used as fuel in homes and industrials. Jet fuel. Jet fuel in jet aeroplanes and some helicopters are used. Marine fuel is used in boats and ships. Power generation. Petroleum is used in thermal power plants to generate electricity. Manufacturing of petroleum. Petroleum is used to make pesticides and herbicides to control weeds and pests. Other uses of petroleum can be refined into other products such as kerosene, and it is used as fuel for stoves, lamps, and jet planes. Lubricating oil. It is used to reduce wear and tear and corrosion in machines. Paraffin wax. It is used to make candles, ointments, crayons, and ink. Bitumen and asphalt. It is used to surface of roads in paints. Children, here we can discuss some of the petroleum products and description. Refinery gases used for heating, cooking, making plastics, commonly known by names methane, ethane, propane, and butane. Boiling range of refinery gases less than 104 degrees centigrade at Celsius. Often it is liquefied under high pressure to create LPG, liquefied petroleum gas. Now let us come to discuss about the product of petroleum, petrol. Petrol description is used for motor fuel. Boiling range from 40 degrees to 205 degrees centigrade. Naphthalene. Intermediate that will be further proceed to make gasoline. Boiling point ranges from 60 to 100 degrees centigrade. Kerosene, used fuel for jet engines and tractors. Starting material from making other products like liquid, and boiling range from 175 degrees to 325 degrees centigrade. Diesel, used for fuel and heating oil, starting from making other products, liquefied, and boiling ranges from 250 degrees to 350 degrees centigrade. Lubricating oil, it is also used for motor oil, grease, other lubricants. Boiling point ranges from 300 degrees to 370 degrees centigrade. Fuel oil, used in industrial fuel, starting material from other products. Boiling point ranges from 370 degrees to 600 degrees centigrade. Residual like bitumen, coke, asphalt, tar, waxes, starting materials from other points. It is a solid product. Boiling ranges from 600 degrees centigrade. Children, now let us discuss about natural gas. Natural gas is a very important fossil fuel because it is easy to transport through pipes. Natural gas is stored under high pressure as compressed natural gas. CNG used for transport vehicles and power generations. Natural gas is also used as a starting material for the manufacturing of a number of chemicals and fertilizers. Natural gas has found in Tripura, Rajasthan, Maharashtra, and in Krishna Godavari Delta. Children, let us discuss the properties of natural gas. The following are the properties of natural gas: that the state of matter of this gas is gaseous, it does not have any color, and it is tasteless gas. It is free of any kind of toxic. There is no smoke on burning, and it has high calorific value. The gas is odorless. However, a chemical called mercaptan is added to it in a small amounts to give it distinctive smell of X. This helps to find out any gas leak. It is combustible gas and a fossil fuel. It is a mixture of simple hydrocarbon compounds. It contains primarily methane along with small amounts of ethane, butane, pentane, and propane. The byproduct of this gas are water vapor and carbon dioxide. Air is 60% heavier than natural gases. It has a low flammability range and a high ionization temperature. Generally, it is transported through pipes. It occurs naturally in the rock beneath the earth's surface in sedimentary rocks that are porous. Children, now let us discuss the uses of natural gases. The following are the uses of natural gases. It is used in the vehicles in the form of CNG, compressed natural gas. It is also used to manufacture a few chemicals and fertilizers. The gas is used as a source of energy for cooking, heating, and electricity generation. It is used as a chemical feedstock for manufacturing plastic and other commercial important organic chemicals. The gas is also useful in the production of fabrics, glass, paint, plastic, steel, etc. Hydrogen can also be produced with the help of it. Protein-rich animal and fish feed is produced by feeding this gas on a commercial scale. The natural gas is useful for cooking foods. It is also useful to run central heating and cooking systems and cloth dryers. It is the major source of electricity generations through the use of gas turbines and steam burner turbines. Children, now let us discuss the advantages of natural gases. The natural gas generates a lot of heat since it is quickly burnt. It does not leave any residues. It does not produce smoke and hence it does not pollute the environment. This can be simply provided via pipes. It can be utilized as a source of fuel in both homes and industries. Children, now let us discuss what is CNG. CNG stands for compressed natural gas. It is a fuel created by compressing natural gas to less than 1% of its uncompressed volume. Compressed natural gas is natural gas under pressure. It remains clear, odorless, and non-corrosive in nature. It is also a cheaper, greener, and more efficient alternative to the traditional petrol and diesel fuels for vehicles. Let us discuss the major characteristics of CNG. Here are the major characteristics of CNG as mentioned below. CNG is a cheap, eco-friendly and safe fuel made from abundant resource. It mostly contains with methane with a few other gases. CNG cars are less reactive and emit fewer pollutants compared to gasoline cars. They operate similarly to regular cars with spark powered engines. Natural gas is compressed at stations before use. Benefits of using CNG include lower transportation cost and reduced carbon emissions. When the natural gas is compressed at high pressure, it is called compressed natural gas. Automobiles now use it as a source of fuel. CNG has methane as its principal hydrocarbon. For the shipment in huge tankers, natural gas is liquefied. This is called liquefied natural gas. LNG is stored in ultra cold liquid form, whereas CNG is stored at high pressure. Children, let us discuss the CNG properties. CNG properties. It is cheapest and environmentally friendly fuel. Vehicles that we use this gas emit less carbon dioxide and hydrocarbons. Children, now let us discuss the difference between CNG and LPG. Aspect. What it's made of. CNG is mostly made up of methane and LPG is made up of propane and butane. And aspect. CNG comes from natural gas and whereas LPG comes from refining crude oil and natural gas. And CNG stored in compressor to a small size and LPG stored as a liquid. Common uses of CNG. CNG used for vehicles and some industries, whereas LPG used for heating, cooking and vehicles. Environmental impact on CNG produces fewer emissions than gasoline and diesel, whereas LPG produces fewer emissions than traditional fuels. Storage and aspect. CNG requires special tanks for storage, whereas LPG requires special equipment. Handling of CNG comes under refilling stations and whereas LPG comes for handling and storage. Ease of transport. CNG needs special infrastructure for transport whereas LPG can be transported more easily than CNG. Children, let us discuss some of the natural sources are limited. Let us see some natural sources are limited. Yes, some natural resources are renewable. It means that they can be replaced over a time like sunlight or wind. Other than non-renewable including coal and petrol, they cannot be replaced because they took millions of years to form. Here are some major factors why some natural resources are limited and how we can save them. Natural resources like oil, gas and minerals take millions of years to form. They come from processes like decomposition, volcanoes and movements in the earth crust. These processes are slow and we only have limited amount of this resource. Things like climate, land and soil quality affect what resources are available. Pollution and climate change make these problems worse by reducing the amount of usable resource. Humans are using up resources faster than ever because of things like factories, cities and more people. This is causing damage to forests, oceans and mineral deposits that cannot be fixed easily. Technology helps us to get resources out of the ground faster, but it also hurts the environment. Money only plays a big role. When more people want something, its price goes up. This can lead to fights over resource. Companies often care about making quick money than saving resources for the future. Children, let us discuss the summary of the natural gas. Natural gas. Natural gas is another fossil fuel like coal and petroleum. It is non-renewable fuel. It is a very important component of the Earth's world's energy supply. When natural gas burns, it gives off a great deal of energy and unlike other fossil fuels, it does not leave any ash. It produces a very little air pollution as methane burns almost completely. It is one of the cleanest burning fuel and produces mostly heat, carbon dioxide and water vapor. Thus, it is said that it contributes to a cleaner and greener environment. Natural gas is odorless. To detect gas leaks, a harmless pungent odor that smells like rotten eggs is added to it as a safer measure. It can be smelled in case of even a small leak. When a natural gas is mixed with the correct amount of air and ignited, this colorless visible gas burns with a clear blue flame. Natural gas is measured in British thermal units BTU about 2500 years ago. The Chinese discovered the natural gas could be burnt. They used bamboo to pipe it from shallow wells and burn it to boil seawater. This why they made water drinkable and separated the salt. Natural gas is compressed to a high pressure and stored in hard cylindrical or spherical containers for distribution. It is then known as compressed natural gas or CNG. CNG is also distributed to homes and industries through pipes. In India, such a network of pipelines exists in Vadodara in Gujarat and some parts of Delhi. CNG is now used as a fuel for transport vehicles from light duty trucks, auto rickshaws, and taxi cabs to deliver vans and heavy duty vehicles like buses. Thank you.